Stillwell, listen, first time in the Maritimes. Just want to know how you guys are liking it. If you had a chance to, you know, enjoy the sights, or was it just straight to business getting here?
Oh, you know what? I was the fortunate one to be up at like the crack of dawn this morning. As soon as the bus parked, we were parked by the I could see the fortress right here.
Yeah.
So I mean yeah. As soon as I'm done setting up and everything, I'm gonna go take a little cruise around the town and take some snaps because it looks like a pretty cool town.
It is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I got the history too, like about the Canadian-French War, the whole nine. I was talking to the locals, just digging, just chilling.
Right into it.
Yeah, man. I dug right in, like a tick, dog.
So, I got a question for you. Usually, albums are released before you go on tour. I was just wondering what the reason was for going on tour and releasing the album after, or technically during.
We know some guys in Korn. We know some of those guys.
Yeah.
We got an in with some of the guys from Korn, and our guitar player is really good buddies with the bass player. I'll let him talk to you about it.
Yeah, man. We just wanted to do something that was a little different so we can get out here, and all of us are kind of like street team. Like, we like doing that. Like, we're the type that want to go out and sticker things or go sell CDs out of the trunk, and I don't know, we're having a good time doing it, and we knew it'd be like that, and it was fun going out. It's the last day of the tour today, and you know, we got rid of all the CDs and a few stickers and, you know, whatever.
Cool. Right on, man. Thanks.
Now, with all the different musical influences in this band, you guys are all over the place. When it comes to writing songs, how do you guys collectively come together and agree on a specific style or where the song's going?
The writing process for this band is extremely unique because we never actually got together as a band and wrote songs. It was me and P.O.D on a tour bus around the world. We'd finish what we're doing, email the stuff over to him. He tries to make sense of it. Then they send it back to me. I sing something new. He hears it. He changes it again. and then once he changes it, we send it back to Love, and he changes it again. Then we, you know, it's been like a cycle. Like, that's how it goes around. And it, you know, I think that like a cyclone. You're right. So I think what makes it interesting is the fact that we did record this like in like practically every country of the world. Like, you could, man, Russia, Dubai, Germany, Greece, anywhere. We were there on the bus, in the hotel rooms, in the bathrooms, on the planes, on the boats, everywhere. So it was an incredible experience.
I feel I have to ask, I see you there with the guitar. What made you want to switch from bass to guitar for this project?
I started on guitar when I was younger. I started, you know, reading music and all the way up to like... I was like, wow. I'm like, wow, I'm funny, man.
This is a real rock and roll comedy.
I wish I could be a little...
I'm so sorry, man. It was the last gulp of Monster.
Yeah, that's right. Last gulp of Monster, huh? Choice of words.
Right.
And so I started out where I was playing acoustic guitar and reading music, all the way up to like when I started to get into classical. After that, I was like, I don't really, it was getting too hard. I don't want to read all that mess. And, you know, I just ended up playing bass. Then after all the years, just missing guitar again. Because when I'm off tour, I still play guitar. I still play my acoustic. The guitar is just more fun to play.
You find yourself writing more with guitar than bass songs? Or?
Yeah, because you can, I mean, yeah, you can write more, you can hear everything better. I think even with Korn, I'll pick up guitar and play the guitar to get ideas. You know, it's harder on bass.
Nice. So you guys classify yourselves as street metal. What is that exactly? Can you clarify?
Let me grab that before Bob does. Stand back, man. Street metal initially was the fact that how P.O.D was from the metal world and I was from the hip-hop street world, and we just combined our styles of music in the beginning. Obviously, as time went on, it changed a lot, but that was that, and that was basically that was just what it was. It was the fact that we combined our both styles of music and our mentalities as well.
Nice.
What was interesting was that the more I hung out with him, the more I noticed that he was more hip hop than most metal dudes were. You know, like him too. Like it's kind of crazy how much more hip hop they are.
Well, the worlds are closely related, man. I think personally. Question for you is: are you planning on releasing a new video or another video? Is it in the makings? And if so, how do you guys choose a song from the album for the video? What's that process like? How do you decide which one?
I think that we get feedback from what radio's digging and just the managers and the people that are actually going to push it.
Yeah.
We just create the music. I mean, it was up to me. I'd pick a different single. But then you're just going against everything.
Yeah.
I did it back in the early days with Korn. I'm sure you did with P.O.D. too. Like in the early days where you're like, I don't care if you guys think this is a single, the band wants this cut.
Yeah.
And then you like realize you're going against the grain and making things harder. And so now, learning that over the years, we just put it together Stillwell where we enjoy every song. So I don't care what you pick, we're going to like it. Yeah, so we're more careful of the choice of songs now.
Sorry, do you have another video in the works?
Not yet, but the next video will be for it's what's it called?
Possibly You Can't Stop Me, but you know things change.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the one though.
Now online I saw the song Killing Myself to Live. That's from another project. Is it still the same members as Stillwell in that project?
I actually got a funny story.
And if it is, what makes it different than Stillwell?
Well, first of all, that was the very first song that Fieldy and I recorded together. And that's the first time I ever actually met him, or he met me. And we made that song. And what's funny about that was that was the beginning of street metal. And we had this song, and I remember Fieldy through the 6-year processes of recording this album, he kept on saying, we got to put that song on, we got to put that song on. And what's funny, as we handed all the masters in, we totally forgot. So it just never made the album because we forgot to put it on.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. There's no conspiracy. There's no like, are they hating on the song? No, we just forgot. Honestly.
Is there hip hop on this album?
There's street metal on this album. Hip hop to me has a different definition, man. I come from.
Well, anything like.
It has hip hop to it. I think even the
elements to it.
I think even the other songs where I'm singing, you know, if you add his rhythm and his unorthodox style, to me that's hip hop. Hip hop has like a broken rhythm to it. It's not, you know, it's not orthodox. So
what are you guys listening to these days that influences you? Pass it around.
I actually do, like, we were talking about this in the dressing room. Like, Monkey was playing in some band that I don't even know what the name of it was, but we were like, man, I'm like, I haven't listened to anything that, like, you know what I mean, that has caught my attention in so long. That's why I'm looking for stuff now. I'm like, hey, what is that? When I hear something, I don't even know the name of the band, dude. I mean, I just listen to a lot of reggae on my personal time, just because I like the way it makes me feel.
What are some of your favorite reggae bands?
Southtown Generals. Well, I already told him it's that. Southtown Generals is my reggae band, which is, I mean, it's fun to play. But like Steel Pulse, Gregory Isaacs, Black Uhuru.
Steel Pulse. I just discovered Steel Pulse a couple months ago, man. I love them. They're
Steel Pulse
great.
is like one of my all-time favorite bands of all time. The drummer Grizzly is like one of the baddest, like laying it down rhythm guys. I mean, obviously there's nothing like fancy in reggae, but reggae music to me is hard to play coming from a rock. You know, from rock bands.
Yeah.
When I started playing reggae music, I was like, "This is freaking tough, man! I'm sweating, like you know what I mean? It's a whole different thing." So I listen to a lot of reggae, and I listen to a lot of hip hop. You know what I mean? You know, all the greats, whatever.
For me, me being the hip hop guy, I listen to grunge rock a lot. I listen to Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. My son got me into jazz recently, where at first, I was totally against it, and because he plays the saxophone, I found myself now getting into John Coltrane and Charlie Parker and Miles Davis, and that's where my head is. And I've always been a classic rock guy, like anything from 60s and 70s. That's always been. I think it's more of just reminiscent of the past more than anything, but I love that kind of music.
I only have like 510 songs on my iPod. I don't listen to a lot of music. It's like 80s rock. So it's nothing special.
They actually went through your playlist.
Yeah, so that's what that is. What do you listen to, man? Those Lonely Boys?
Yeah. No, I like yeah, I like Los Lonely Boys. I like classic rock. I like rockabilly. I like punk. I like everything, man. I listen to Tupac once in a while.
To who?
I'm just kidding. That was for him. He don't like Tupac.
I'm from Brooklyn, man. Give me a break. Tupac, I'm Biggie.
Good question. I got a question for you, Q, man. My roots are in hip hop too, and I guess I got brought over to metal by groups like Pantera and Alice in Chains and things like that. Sort of dragged me over into metal, and I think I have a sort of like an appreciation for both now. I was wondering, like, what sort of brought you into that from your hip hop background into metal? What sort of brought you into that mindset?
Well, primarily the grunge rock. What I liked about grunge rock compared to everything else was their lyrics. Yeah. You know, when I broke down what Eddie Vedder or Kurt or Chris were saying, it was like so deep to me in comparison to like the hair metal stuff, which was more like party stuff, and you know, so that was initially what made me like really attracted to it, was that the situations they were writing about were very real, which was in comparison to like the hip hop that I'm used to, like Wu-Tang and you know, stuff like that. And then I getting a chance to hang out with bands like, before at Fieldy, I was hanging out with Madball and Hazen Street and those guys, and I did the Warped Tour with them, so I was getting even more attracted. And then once I started hanging out with him, this guy's like, this is Dokken, and this is, you know, and then this is hair metal, and this is what James Dio wrote. And then at first I was a little resistant at first because it looked silly to me. But then when you get past the look of it, it's actually, I actually found myself going to iTunes and, you know, buying, you know, White Lion songs. Yes, you do, man.
People still buy songs.
He was telling me on the bus that he was hanging out with Fieldy and Korn and stuff, and you know, Hasselhoff's really big over there. He was getting me with Hasselhoff.
I knew it.
I was waiting to see where you were going with that, man.
This question's for you. When's the next P.O.D. album, man? It's been a while. I'm waiting.
Yeah, man. Actually, we wrote all the songs for the next record. We'll be going in with Howard Benson. I'm supposed to be in the studio as soon as I get back home, but I got like a week home, and P.O.D. goes off for like 3 months. We'll be on South America, Europe. Actually, we'll be teaming up with these guys.
Probably not coming here, right?
You know what? Hey, you know what? We come to Canada all the time, but it's been a while. So when we come back, you know, we'll go in the studio and record the songs that we already written. So maybe end of the summer, something like that. Yeah, man. I'm stoked too, man. Believe me, everybody's stoked. We're happy with the stuff.
Hey, Spider wants to know if you guys need a bass tech for that run.
And Pablo, is there like all these guys were in different projects before Stillwell? Is there any project you were in we should know about before?
No, man. I just had a full-time job. That's it, man. I'm pretty brand new to this.
Cool.
So I've been I've known these guys. I've known Fieldy for about 7 years, known Q and Wa for about 2-3 years, so it's pretty cool to just be out here, you know, something different instead of sitting in the office from 9 to 5.
Cool, yeah, no, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Big change for you.
Oh yeah, man. This is definitely what I was supposed to do in my life, though. Definitely.
So you guys were saying that from here, this is your last stop, right? Yeah. Last North American stop. You guys are going to Europe from here? Yeah, that's the plan?
We go to Europe.
Yeah.
We hit Europe at the end of May into June, yeah.
What's the place you're most looking forward to going to?
For me, Italy, because the food is so good. We're food connoisseurs here, so we that's like a main subject of our conversation is always, how does that food taste? Is that good? You know, where could we buy that?
A little too much.
Eating a little too much. You're gaining some weight. You're smelling up the bus. So yeah, I mean, Italy for me. I'm also Italian, so I love being there. So.
Fieldy, this is a quick Korn question there. The Unplugged, I found out was the most original Unplugged I had ever seen in my entire life. How much did Korn had to do with this? Like, did you guys come up with all the concept, like the weird instruments and the people wearing like masks and all that stuff? That looked so cool and it sounded great.
That was a lot of work doing that. We rehearsed probably 3 weeks, and like, you know, Korn doesn't rehearse. Like when we go do a tour, we'll get together maybe one day. So to put in 3 weeks of work of rearranging all the songs, and there was a lot of I mean, at one point, like, I left. I walked out. I'm like, I'm going to the tattoo shop.
I was there with you.
Oh yeah, remember?
Yeah, they got a little annoyed.
Yeah, because I was like, I couldn't take it. I was about to snap. I was like, you're putting in 12-hour days rehearsing, and I'm like,
It's definitely worth it though, man.
I didn't even say bye. I didn't say bye. I just went and got in the van, and we just left. They're like, where'd he go? Like, I couldn't take it, man. It was a lot of rehearsal, man.
For me, it was amazing to be a fly on the wall, see Robert Smith from The Cure there. Like, that was trippy, man. Like, the lead singer from The Cure. I know. He beat up everybody.
No, I didn't say I beat him up. I said I clowned him. Actually, it was me and Sindog from Cypress Hill clowned him. Dude.
The Cure's from San Diego. They started in San Diego.
Isn't he the singer for Southtown Generals?
Yeah, that's the homie.
You know, things like that were trippy, you know, for me. It was amazing to watch, man. They did a great job.
Well, this is it. Thanks a lot for doing the interview, guys. We really appreciate it. This is Metal Mouth with Stillwell. Yeah!